look, I got Proverbs 31 ready. You understand? I'm ready.
Good afternoon. My name is Seiichi Matsuda, and I'm the Dean of Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies at Rice University. On behalf of the entire university, I welcome you to the 2019 Doctoral Convocation here in beautiful Studi Concert Hall. It is my pleasure to introduce the distinguished guests on the stage. From your left to right, Marcy O'Malley, Professor of Mechanical Engineering and the Chief Marshal and Mace Bearer. David Lebrun, President of Rice University. Marilyn Miranda, Provost of Rice University. I will sit in the empty chair. Reginald DeRoche, Dean of the George R. Brown School of Engineering. Kathleen Canning, Dean of the School of Humanities. Peter Roski, Dean of the Weiss School of Natural Sciences. Robert Yekovich, Dean of the Shepherd School of Music. Antonia Merlot, Dean of the School of Social Sciences. Robert Bruce, Dean of the Suzanne M. Glasscock School of Continuing Studies. Bridget Gorman, Dean of Undergraduates. Carolyn Levander, Vice President for Global and Digital Strategy. Fred Higgs, Vice Provost for Academic Affairs. Yusuf Shamu, Vice Provost for Research. Roland Smith, Associate Provost. Adria Baker, Associate Vice Provost for International Education. Matthew Taylor, Associate Vice Provost. Christopher Johns Krull, Speaker of the Faculty Senate. And Hannah Pierce, President of the Graduate Student Association. It is now my privilege to introduce to you the 7th President of Rice University, David Lebrun.
Good afternoon. You surely can do better than that. Good afternoon. We extend a warm welcome to the parents, grandparents, husbands, wives, partners, friends, and as I guess you will occasionally hear, the children of our doctoral candidates of the class of 2019. You are here for a very joyous occasion. Joyous because of the truly extraordinary accomplishments of our candidates today, and joyous because, just maybe, this is the end of their formal education. We're not guaranteeing that, though. In a weekend of ceremonies on this beautiful, if wet, campus, this is in some ways the most noteworthy of our ceremonies. It represents the epitome of educational achievement and learning. For our candidates, the hooding today by your thesis advisor or other mentor represents the ceremonial passing not merely of knowledge, but of empowerment to teach and discover new knowledge. And it is such knowledge that enables human progress, creativity, achievement, and understanding. You, our candidates, have already made extraordinary achievements in research, in composition, or performance. You have achieved the highest degree that we can award. You come from all over the country and all over the world, from California to New Jersey, from Minnesota to Texas, from Mexico to China, and Peru to India and Iran. Many of your families have traveled long distances to be here with you today. We want you to know we welcome you at Rice, and wherever your careers may take you, we hope you will always view Rice as your welcoming academic home. It was just 101 years ago that the very first doctoral student graduated from Rice. Hubert Bray received his doctorate in mathematics and ultimately ended up teaching at Rice and retired in 1970 at the age of 81. This year we have 187 doctoral recipients. Most of you will be receiving today a Doctor of Philosophy. Doctor comes from the Latin word for teaching, and philosophy means a love of wisdom. So you are becoming today in some ways disseminators of the love of wisdom, of truth, of excellence, of an openness to new ideas. You truly represent the highest aspirations of a great research university. You're already inspiring some folks up there. You are the mark of our ability not only to create knowledge, but educate the future creators of knowledge. These are great achievements, but they are, of course, not solely your achievements. Many of the people here today have contributed in ways without which it would have been impossible for you to achieve what you have indeed achieved, whether at this stage or earlier stages. So I'd like all of our candidates to take a moment and have them all express their appreciation to all of the people, your friends and family and faculty are here with us today, and thank them for their help in getting you here for this occasion. On behalf of the entire university, all of those people, faculty, staff, classmates, donors to the university, and others, we congratulate you on your achievements, and we hope that you will go forth and be disseminators of wisdom and the love of wisdom. We urge you to use that wisdom to benefit others and contribute to the improvement of our world. And in a world increasingly untethered from facts, we hope you will use your talents to pursue truth and beauty, whether that beauty is in the works you create or the understandings that you help achieve. This is truly a momentous occasion in the lives of these soon-to-be doctoral graduates. When we are finished today, we hope that all of you will gather together in the foyer for a reception in their honor. And finally, I want to convey to you once more, on behalf of all of us at Rice, the entire Rice community, our heartiest congratulations, and extend to you the very, very best wishes for a great future ahead.
Thank you very much, President Liebran. We will now begin the hooding of our doctoral candidates. We're ready. The George R. Brown School of Engineering. We'll start with Bioengineering. Sebastian Castillo Hare, hooded by Jeff Tabor. Annika Evans, hooded by Jung Hae Suh. Sydney Gibson, hooded by Mary Dickinson. Bagrat Gregorian, hooded by Jordan Miller. Kelsey Hubka, hooded by Cindy Farich Carson. Arun Mahadevan, hooded by Amina Kutub. Catherine Majors, hooded by Rebecca Richards-Cortum. Kinshuk Mitra, hooded by Arya Warmflash. Sonia Para, hooded by Rebecca Richards-Cortum. John Sexton, hooded by Jeff Tabor. Tien Tong, hooded by Walid Gauber and Amina Kutub. Nicole Thadani, hooded by Jung Hae Suh. Dragoslava Bekulov, hooded by Jane Grande Allen. Cynthia Wong, hooded by Tomas Tkaczyk. Chemical and Biomolecular Engineering, Mohamed Abitikia, hooded by Francisco Vargas. Shagaye Aga, hooded by Anatoly Kolomeski and Matteo Pasquale. Amin Haug Muradi, hooded by Walter Chapman. Peng Fei Dong, hooded by Lisa Biswal. Is that right? Oh, by George Hirosaki. Elahilu, hooded by Lisa Biswal. Steve Quay, hooded by Lisa Biswal. Yujin Lin, hooded by Lisa Biswal. Jin Lu Liu, hooded by Walter Chapman. George Mock, hooded by Rafael Verduzco. Xiao Chun Mu, hooded by Walter Chapman. Narmada Rajan Babu, hooded by Francisco Vargas. Sarah Rezai, hooded by Francisco Vargas. Yi Mung Zhang, hooded by Laura Segatori. Yu Chong Zhang, hooded by Walter Chapman. Jing Zhao, hooded by Lisa Biswal. Moving to the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, Alexander Bowie, hooded by Robert Griffin. Ya He, hooded by Pedro Alvarez. Kazi Ziaur Rasul, hooded by Daniel Cohen. Navya Vishnu, hooded by Jamie Paget. The Department of Computational and Applied Mathematics, Peter J. Geldermans, hooded by Adriana Gilman. Babu Joshi, hooded by Paul Hand. Xiao Liu, hooded by Martin DeHoop. Chen Liu, hooded by Beatrice Riviera. The Department of Computer Science, Peng Du, hooded by Luai Nakle. Simbarasha Gina Maria, I'm sorry. Ryan Elworth, hooded by Luai Nakle. Keliang He, hooded by Moshe Varde. Xin Huang, hooded by Eugene Ng. Sarah Kim, hooded by George Bennett. Yan Xin Lu, hooded by Swara Chaudhuri. Shri Raj Paul, hooded by Vivek Sarkar. Lei Tong, hooded by Joe Warren. Yue Wang, hooded by Swara Chaudhuri. Shaoran Shu, hooded by Keith Cooper. Min Hong Yun, hooded by Lin Zong. Hamin Zafar, hooded by Luai Nakli. Yingfu Zeng, hooded by Robert Cartwright and Walid Taha. Jiafan Zhu, hooded by Luai Nakle. From the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, Suptik Barua, hooded by Ashok Viraragavan. Rajoshi Biswas, hooded by Ashutosh Sabrawal. Jian Kao, hooded by Ashutosh Sabrawal. Huai Jin Chen, hooded by Ashok Viraragavan. Ellis Robinson Giles, hooded by Peter Varman. Ryan Guerra, hooded by Edward Knightley. Muhammad Kamayel Haider, hooded by Edward Knightley. Kaipeng Lee, hooded by Joseph Cavallaro. Christopher Allen Metzler, hooded by Richard Baranuk. Aditya Perdeidla, hooded by Ashok Veeraraghavan. Hossein Robat Jazi, hooded by Naomi Hollis. Xiao Ye Sun, hooded by Eugene Ng. Chao Zhang, hooded by Naomi Hollis. The Department of Materials Science and Nanoengineering, John Allred, hooded by Pulakula Jayan. Derek Barbie, hooded by Ned Thomas. Emily Hakopian, hooded by Jun Lo. Peter Samora Awar, hooded by Pulakula Jayan and Jun Lo. Sung Hoon Huang, hooded by Robert Vaitai. The Department of Mechanical Engineering, Chad Rose, hooded by Marcia O'Malley. El Amir Fuad Shahab, hooded by Ildiz Bayzitoglu. David Warden, hooded by Ildiz Bayzitoglu. The Department of Statistics, Pamela Luna, hooded by Chad Shaw. John Nogorski, hooded by Reginald DeRoche. Ellen Shaddix, hooded by Marina Vanucci. Catherine Shoemaker, hooded by Christine Peterson. Now the School of Humanities, English, Joseph Carson, hooded by Carolyn Levander. Mark Celeste, hooded by Helena Mickey. Christina Gomez, hooded by William McDaniel. Soraya Khan, hooded by Usama Makdisi. Keith Dennis McCall, hooded by William McDaniel. Erica Rendon Ramos, hooded by Mormay Lopez Alonso. The Department of Philosophy, Ya Yun Kao, hooded by George Scherer. Victor Saenz, also hooded by George Scherer. The Department of Religion, Jessica Bobette Davenport, hooded by Anthony Pinn. Rebecca Harris, hooded by Matthias Henze. Nathaniel Homewood, hooded by Elias Bongba and Jeffrey Kreipel. The Weiss School of Natural Sciences, Biochemistry and Cell Biology, Miguel Betancourt Solis, hooded by James McNew. Marianne Martinez, hooded by Daniel Harrington. Joseph Massey, hooded by Aryeh Warmflash. The Department of Chemistry, Elizabeth Bianco, hooded by Emily Ringa and Pulikalajayan. Lorenzo Boninsegna, hooded by Cecilia Clementi. Marek Buchmann, hooded by James Tour. Sudeshna Chatterjee, hooded by Christy Landis. Carlos Alberto Reyes Perrones, de los Reyes Perrones, hooded by Angel Martí Arbona. Anjali Kumar, hooded by Emily Ringa. Kimberly Mendoza, hooded by James Tour. Andrea Miranda, hooded by Rafael Verduzco. Catherine Isabel Requejo Roque, hooded by Eugene Zubarev. Tawana Michelle Robinson, hooded by Jung Hae Suh. Desmond Schipper, hooded by Kenton Whitmire. Dane Swearer, hooded by Naomi Hollis. Zixing Wang, hooded by Pulika Ajayan. Tuo Wang, hooded by James Tour. Nicholas Zabak, hooded by Lon Wilson. Chen Hao Zhang, hooded by James Tour. Linan Zhou, hooded by Naomi Hollis. The Department of Earth, Environmental and Planetary Sciences, James Eguchi, hooded by Rajiv Dasgupta. Christopher Odezulu, hooded by John Anderson. Lindsay O'Neill Prothrow, hooded by John Anderson. Noor Shuba, hooded by Gary Gray. Chengzu Wang, hooded by Richard Gordon. Tuo Zong, hooded by Richard Gordon. The Department of Ecology and Evolutionary Biology. Shreya C. Biswas, hooded by Michael Cohn and Thomas Miller. Patrick Clay, hooded by Volker Rudolph. Juan Carlos Diaz, hooded by Michael Cohn. Islam El Shahat, hooded by Michael Cohn. Emily Laura Schultz, hooded by Thomas Miller. The Department of Mathematics. Alexis Johnson, hooded by Anthony Varilli Alvarado. Miriam Kuzbari, hooded by Shelley Harvey. Sarah Seeger, hooded by Shelley Harvey. Jianqiu Wu, hooded by Michael Wolf. The Department of Physics and Astronomy. Shah Mohammed Bahauddin, hooded by Stephen Bradshaw. Will Barnes, hooded by Stephen Bradshaw. Benjamin Surgeon, hooded by Naomi Hollis. Justin Chen, hooded by Cecilia Clementi. Thomas Langen, hooded by Thomas Killian. Jingqiang Li, hooded by Qinghua Qiang. Vaidish Loganathan, hooded by Andrei Nemedovsky. Wei Yi Wang, hooded by Ming Yi. Yun Song Zhang, hooded by Herbert Levine. The Shepherd School of Music, Brandon Bell, hooded by Alexandra Kiefer and Kurt Stallman. Andrew Keller, hooded by Richard Brown. Yuri Hayden McCoy, hooded by Kurt Stallman. Aaron Perdue, hooded by Leon Biza and Larry Ratcliffe. Brady Spitz, hooded by Matthew Strauss and Peter Lowen. The Jones School of Business, Justin Balthrop, hooded by Jefferson Duarte. Raphael Kopat, hooded by Krishnamurthy Ramesh. Hugh Hong Han, hooded by Amit Pasgal. Ji He Jung, hooded by Amit Pasgal. Gary Lind, hooded by Krishnamurthy Ramesh. Amore Riggs Cragen, hooded by Thomas Hemmer. Dong Ding, the School of Social Sciences Economics. I needed that introduction. Dong Ding, to be hooded by Robin Sickles. Michael Shashua, to be hooded by Jeremy Fox. The Department of Linguistics, Lisa Renee Gion, to be hooded by Nancy Nidzielski. Anthony Koth, hooded by Michelle Achard. Jonas Whitke, hooded by Robert Engelbretson. The Department of Political Science, Jonathan Simmons, hooded by Richard Stoll. Santiago Sosa Norena, hooded by Clifton Morgan. Agustin Vallejo, hooded by Mark Jones and John Ambler. Ara Wu, hooded by Ashley Leeds. The Department of Psychology, Curtis Chapman, to be hooded by Randy Martin. Chelsea Iwig, hooded by Eduardo Salas. And I should note, as the department chair passed me, he pointed out that name has been updated to Psychological Sciences. My apologies. Chelsea Iwig. We did that already. Christine Nittrauer, hooded by Mickey Hebel. The Department of Sociology, Sandra Alvear, hooded by Ruth Lopez Turley. Ellen Marie Whitehead, hooded by Jennifer Bratter. And finally, our interdisciplinary programs. First, Applied Physics, Jianbo Chen, hooded by Kevin Kelly. John Gomez, hooded by Gustavo Scuseria. Daniel Gonzalez, hooded by Jacob Robinson. Sara Nitzero, hooded by Alberto Pimpinelli. and Shruti Polali, hooded by Jacob Robinson. Ye Wong, hooded by Thomas Tkachuk. And finally, the program of Systems, Synthetic, and Physical Biology, Joshua Tyler Atkinson, hooded by Joff Silberg. And that's a fantastic group of scholars. Please give a big round of applause to our 2019 doctorates. And it is now my privilege to introduce to you the Chief Academic Officer of Rice University, Provost Marilyn Miranda.
Just lower this a little bit. So good afternoon to all of you. What a day this is in all the many ways that you could think about that. The event, the weather, the time of year. It is a day to celebrate. The decision to pursue a doctorate can be a hard choice to explain to people. I imagine that some of you have been asked questions, many questions, by family and friends like, well, what does it mean to get a doctorate? And what have you been doing in graduate school? And what's a dissertation? And what's it for? And who's going to read it? And why would you do that anyway? In preparing these remarks, I've been thinking about those questions and thinking about how you might respond to them. And I came up with this. When you pursue a doctorate, you are deciding that you are going to work hard enough and long enough to create something or to figure something out that no one else has ever been able to do before. And it's not just a little something. To be awarded the doctorate, it has to be big enough, it has to be a big enough something that it qualifies as advancing the frontier. Think about that. It's pretty amazing, right? Figure out something that no one else in the whole world, including 22 times so far Jeopardy champion James Holzhauer, figure out something that no one else in the whole world has been able to do and advance the knowledge frontier. But don't think about it too hard, because if you do, you will almost certainly reach one conclusion. Well, that's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous to start a program where you think, I'm going to figure something out that no one else ever has. In our audience, we have many, many gifted faculty members, but I want to call special attention to two who have truly modeled the way for all of us regarding what it means to do something that no one else has ever done before. So Lisa Biswal, down here, as of our Board of Trustees meeting yesterday, became the first female full professor of chemical engineering ever in the history of Rice. Wait, what? Think about that. That's ridiculous. Second, Tony Pinn. Where did he go? Tony Pinn, a professor in our Department of Religion, at the start of the new academic year, will become the inaugural director of Rice's brand new program in African and African American Studies. So think about that one too. That's another ridiculous endeavor that Tony made happen, right? So how did they manage to do these ridiculous things? It's probably better to ask them directly. But I understand that people love having their own lives explained by somebody else. So I have the microphone. So I'm going to venture an explanation. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Brené Brown's work. She's a leading researcher on vulnerability and leadership. She lives here in Houston and has multiple best-selling books, including Daring Greatly and Rising Strong, and she often offers great insights into the human condition. And I was recently reading some of her work where she talked about the difference between fitting in and belonging. Fitting in is about observing the system in which you are operating and adjusting your words and your actions to slide into the background, not call attention to yourself, change to become a part of the system that you are immersed in. Belonging, on the other hand, is finding a way to be fully yourself and fully comfortable wherever you are. Seeking to fit in is easier. Seeking belonging is harder, more risky, creates much more vulnerability. Seeking belonging is also much more likely to change the system in ways that allow more people to feel that they belong. So now back to explaining Lisa Biswal and Tony Pinn. I would posit that they did not accomplish these things by working hard to fit in. I would argue, having watched both of them with admiration, that they remain fully themselves and have accomplished these things by changing the world around them. They created a sense of belonging, allowing them to be fully themselves, even as they worked to do things that no one else had ever done before. And they both work hard to extend that sense of belonging to others. And here I'm not just talking about becoming the first female professor in chemical engineering or directing a program. I'm talking about the deep scholarship that both of them do. But why am I talking about all of this at graduation? Because if you want to create something or figure out something that no one else has ever been able to before, you can't do that by trying to fit in. You can only do that by being relentlessly curious, working really hard, and throwing yourself deeply into your scholarship. So deeply that you suddenly realize that when you are surrounded by people who want to advance the knowledge frontier, and you are one of those people yourself, you feel a deep sense of belonging. You are ridiculous to think you can figure out something that no one else has ever been able to before, but everyone around you is equally ridiculous. In addition to our ceremonial duties today, Dean Matsuda and I are here to present you with a gift of belonging. Each of you will find in your seat a gift certificate from Lithographs, which will allow you to get your dissertation, equations and all, for those of you for whom that's relevant, printed on a scarf or t-shirt. I have mine right here. It's beautiful, which means that I am ready for dissertation defense redux. Ask me anything. Let's go. All of you have chosen to do something hard and meaningful and important. You have committed yourself to the pursuit of knowledge and wisdom in the belief that all of us, both individually and collectively, bear responsibility for making the world more functional, more sustainable, more just, more beautiful. I am looking out over a group of smart, capable, incredibly hardworking, and yes, I will say it, ridiculous people who could find success as it is conventionally defined in many, many places. Yet somehow, you all decided to commit your lives to advancing knowledge, and that is an inspiring choice. Some people say that graduation is for the students, and others say that it's for the parents. But the truth of the matter is that graduation is for the faculty. For the faculty, working with all of you is not something that we do. Working with you is a gift. We love you for your belief that you can figure out something that no one else has ever been able to before. We love you because you did actually figure out something that no one else has ever been able to figure out before. We love that working with you, watching you succeed, and even following your path as you leave Rice, all of those contribute to our own sense of belonging. I am grateful on a daily basis to be part of the Rice community. To our much beloved doctoral students, I say, congratulations, and truly, I am inspired by you.
Thank you, Provost Miranda. I now invite all of you to a reception for the doctoral degree recipients and their guests. It will be held in the foyer right outside this hall. I now ask you to please remain seated while the platform party recesses from the hall, followed by the doctoral degree recipients. Thank you.